What to do when you're feeling unmotivated. So, when you're feeling unmotivated and you're having a bad day, let's say a terrible day, right? You normally have it's between two choices, right? To either mess around and throw the day away, which is probably what you normally do because it's hard to push through when you're in a bad mood. But your other choice is obviously to work hard and continue grinding, despite how terrible you might feel. And this seems like the good choice. But there might be a third option, which is better than both. Because, grinding through is good. And obviously you're continuing to do work rather than doing nothing. But ultimately, what you really want is to escape these negative periods, right? Imagine a life where you had basically none of these negative periods and you just always felt good. Obviously, that would be the ideal, right? It wouldn't be so much, just simply being able to work. If you could wish for either the ability to just work hard when you felt terrible or to just feel good all the time, it would seem obvious that the best choice is to just feel good. Sure, if you had to feel terrible, then you would, try and push through. But if you had the choice between feeling terrible and just powering through versus just feeling intrinsically motivated to work hard, the choice is obvious. And so, the idea that I want to bring to you is to do an activity that builds your mood and motivation. And so obviously, as you would know by now, I'm alluding to mind control, right? And so I'm essentially saying that, instead of just saying, oh, I'm going to work hard today, even though I don't feel like it, you should try to do an activity that changes you internally so that you are feeling like working hard. And so I think this is very key to developing as a person, because the reality is that, as a human being, your ability to push through, when you're really physically and mentally not feeling like it, is ultimately limited. And even if you manage, you're going to first of all feel very bad, which is not what you want. One of your goals should be to feel good, right? And secondly, the quality of work that you achieve is never going to be comparable to what you can achieve, let's say by just, building your mood and motivation to intrinsically feel motivated, to do work. And so that's the idea I want to basically present and leave you with is, instead of deciding whether you should work or whether you should not do anything today, decide to do an activity that builds your mood, your mental frame, stability, and motivation. And so, ultimately, unfortunately, it seems that everything I talk about leads back to this process of mind control, because, it's really brilliant how this can work to just build your ability to work harder. And, mind control, meditation, these things all work, and they do work well. Other examples of these kind of meta activities, things that build on your ability to do other things, is probably a good diet and good sleep as well. And then these are obviously talked about a lot, but sometimes neglected by people.